Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Caleb McCullough here. I'm going to refresh a gold dollar with a soft Arkansas and a surgical black. And because I received such an outpouring of downright horror that I used WD-40, I hope this camera is square enough. I will show you an alternative. But let's get something straight. This is a vegetable oil, or whatever you call olives. And eventually, it will go bad. Okay? So, if you use any type of vegetable oil, you will be required to soak it in a 50-50 or 75-25 mixture of simple green once or twice a year to get the vegetable oil out of the stone. If you don't understand that, yeah, so what? Alright, this razor is not in very bad shape. It's about 6 months old in terms of needing a refresh. I have enough razors that I don't really need to do a lot of honing all the time. As you can see, we're already pulling up a fair amount of swarf, which is the black in the oil. Watching my oil. Watching it undercut and feeling the edge on the stone. All I'm trying to do is bring the edge back to flush after months and months of stropping on this blade. Okay, you will start to convex the edge. It won't be a huge deal, but it will be what do they call it? If you had a microscope of some sort, I suppose you could see the radiusing, but I doubt your face will notice. There's a lot of blowhards out there who say, I notice. Okay, whatever. Have fun in that little perfection little world. Well, my neighbors are carrying on, and I may have to go hurt one. I swear to God, I get so tired of having neighbors. Alright, it feels and it appears that everything is tracking nicely. This is a refresh and not so much a how-to. And here I'm going to go back away from the societal norm and do a few back honing strokes. Real light. I'm also going to use toilet paper this time instead of my rags to clean my edge. I found that shows the swarf a lot better. Some of you, I'm sure, as a matter of fact I know, weren't sure I was pulling up any swarf. Since I got those cute little PMs from those nice little anonymous YouTube accounts. Yeah, I blocked you. Don't worry about it. Alright. I've refreshed the edge. Let me dry off this with a clean little rag here. How about that? An old kerchief. These seem to give off very little linen, you know. They don't fiber off real bad. And with arcs especially, I like that. I always give it a good wiping down anyway. Oh yeah, this stone. This one's a new one. I haven't really had a chance to break it in yet. It's a surgical black. I was talking to some friends, acquaintances on the net, on YouTube the other day. And I usually take my arcs, my finishing arcs, true hards, surgical blacks, what have you, all the way up to about 600 grit silicone carbide, okay? Then I rub it down lightly with something metal, you know, just to kind of take off any high points that might possibly, in some world, some chance, survived. But a friend of mine, at least I'd like to call him a friend, PM'd me and said, what about stopping around 375, 350? And friend, I did that on this stone, and I will shave with this razor in particular, I hope tomorrow. And I will report back to myself, at least. If you watch this, I might report to you what it felt like. And to you folks that are listening, you can hear the hone song, as I call it, diminishing already, because this is a freshly lapped surgical black. Even though I took it really fine and rubbed it lightly with a piece of hard metal, hard and flat metal, by the way, it's still going to cut much finer than the one I used last time. Not finer, I'm sorry, had that backwards. Much coarser than the one I had last time, because I haven't ran hundreds of razors over it like I have the other one. I'm not using a lot of pressure here, guys. I think that confuses some folks. They think I'm putting a lot more pressure on here than I actually am. You want to make sure that there's always oil under your edge when you lay it down on an arc. Okay? Now, I rarely sell stones, so if you're thinking I have way too many, you're probably right. But I've pretty much given up buying other stuff other than arcs. So don't worry, there's plenty of Thuringians or Caticules or what have you out there for you to find. I'm not buying them up. I won't say that I'm buying up all the loose arcs I can find, because I am. The ones that catch my interest, especially some of the vintage ones that they're not making in certain sizes. A lot of the miners are making 6x2 or 8x3 or 8x2, but they're not making a lot of 7s. Maybe there's a reason for that, I don't know. But I like the 7 by 2.5, 2 5/8. So when I find them, I buy them. It's that simple. Now I'm just getting a feel for this stone. I just lapped it, I just cleaned it up, so I'm kind of learning on the fly here myself. I'm listening to what this stone is telling me. I'm sorry I can't be more precise, but that's basically all I'm doing. I'm listening. I'm trying to get a feel also for when this stone is wanting to tell me, hey look, I'm done all I'm going to do to this edge. This is something that takes time. It's not something that you're going to just walk into. It might take you weeks, it might take you months. Don't give up. This is just a refresh video, no bevel setting. So if you were hoping for a bevel setting included video, sorry. As you can see, it did cut some metal. but it will slow down and become even more fine and more fine and more fine the more I use it. So the next time I use it, I figure it'll be at least 10-15% slower, but it'll also be a little bit finer. What I'm feeling for is the sensation that my finger wants to stick to the blade. Like it'll cut me if I even sneeze, which I've sneezed before, by the way, and cut myself, so don't do that. I'm looking for some hair. Generally, if it does that, picks up hair, 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 inch, or whatever over my hand, of my arm. Generally speaking, it's pretty well near done. But I'm kind of curious as to how far I can take this stone. Now, arcs are one of those stones that a good stropping, maybe 25 to 50 on linen with good form. Don't get in a hurry. Go light. Don't use pressure. You're not actually trying to change the bevel, but it just does something. I don't know what it does. Somebody like, well, I'm not going to name names, but there's a lot of good honers out there, a lot of great honers who could tell you exactly why stropping fixes it up a little. It doesn't really fix it. The geometry, the edge, that's all there. Stropping doesn't sharpen, guys. That's another thing. Stropping, unless you've got a paste on there, an abrasive paste, stropping doesn't do anything like that. It just aligns, and maybe it polishes something. Alright, I like the way that's feeling. If I had to say what it felt like, it doesn't feel like it's wanting to stick exactly, but it just feels, it feels like it's quit cutting, basically. It's not because it's, I mean, it's an oil stone. Obviously, it's not going to grip like a water stone. Checking the bevel. Checking the edge. It all looks good. It looks clean. I think we're going to call that good. The edge is beyond sticky, beyond smooth. Of course, the real shave test, the shave test is the test. I also, on a sweaty hand like that, I like to listen and get the sensation that there's no cutting sound, if that makes any sense. Some of you probably will get it, some of you won't. That's alright. Alright, folks, thanks for watching. I hope this has been helpful. I'm by no means a hone meister, but I shave with my own edges. You'll find nobody out there honing them for me. As long as you keep this cleaned out of your stones, I'd say every 6 months anyway, boil it out in a thing, or boil it, I mean soak it out in a thing of simple green, where you can wash your stones every week or more often with Dawn dish detergent. Just rub it in raw, you know, 100%, and then let it set for 5-10 minutes, and then wash out your stones. You're done. Y'all, thanks for watching. Have a great day. And I figure out why not. Let you see what I wear around. This is me. Thanks. Have a great day. Adios.